Welcome back to this special road trip episode of the Fly Culture podcast with me, Pete Tigers. I've passed over so many rivers on my journey to Scotland, from the Exe in Devon, the Ribble, the Eden, the Borderesque, the Wyre, and then as I headed onto the A7, I saw where the Teviot starts, and then of course where I am today, the Tweed. I'm at the Sloss Roxburgh Hotel, where the Tweed Salmon Festival is taking place, arranged by Ian Fairgrieve and Colin Macleod. And I've had a walk round, and it's beautifully set up. The setting is absolutely fabulous, but the setup is that there's a room with fly tyres, lots of gear that you can go and have a look and try. And then if you walk just a short way away, there's a loch that's been stocked with some rainbow trout for children to be able to experience fishing for the first time. There's food. The demonstrations are going to be up there too. So that's going to be really, really good fun. So I'm looking forward to this greatly. Colin's also going to be playing some music on the Saturday night. So I'm really looking forward to hearing that as well. So yeah, I think everything's set really, really well. And what I'm going to try and do with this is give you a flavour of the people who are along there, get their thoughts on the show, their thoughts on fishing generally, and some of the demonstrators as well. I'm hoping to bump into a few of those. So I hope you really enjoy this one. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I'm going to do my best to give you a really, really nice insight into the Tweed Salmon Festival. So I'm sitting in the fishing bothy with my friend Colin Macleod. The event is about to start. There's a lot of frenetic activity, but it looks as though it's all coming together nicely. Looks like it's going to be a great event, Colin, doesn't it?
Yep, it really does. There's a lot of buzz about it, and there's been quite a lot of publicity the last few days, which is really nice. Outside of the normal sphere of fishing publicity, fishing sort of media as well, it's kind of gone into mainstream media a little bit, which is lovely, really nice. I think we'll have a bunch of people coming that have no idea about fishing and are coming just because they're curious, which is amazing. Really, really, really cool, and is what I was hoping for. So yeah, buzzing.
It has that feel about it. It has a really positive vibe. Everyone's up for it, and I think it's going to be great fun. And we started the day having breakfast, and we were just chatting, funnily enough, about fishing in general. And we were talking about, if you had one more fish to play through in your mind, what would it be? And Colin came up with a beautiful story, which I think's too nice not to share. So Colin, tell us about that special day.
Oh, my dream day. Well, in 2020, when we were in lockdown, they kind of lifted it locally, so you could travel within your local area to kind of exercise or do whatever it was. And the Hebrides, because obviously we're an island, we were still isolated, so nobody could come to the islands to fish. And it was coinciding with the start of our salmon season. So we got a rare opportunity to fish at Grimmersta on the sort of best part of the season. And I chose, I was asked what day would I like to fish, and I chose the first Monday in July. And I mean, I wouldn't say I got lucky. I knew there was going to be fish there because I gilly there all the time. So it was a little bit of, maybe it was a bit of cheating, a bit of insider knowledge. But I knew the fish were going to be arriving, and I had the absolute dream day. Just the stuff that, you know, I think there was a book by Eddie Young. That's kind of like my guru at home. He wrote in the Trout and Salmon, and he taught fly fishing to everybody on the island, and he was a bit of a hero of all of us. And he wrote a book called Fisher in the West, and the last chapter in his book is A Dream Day, and it's the start of the chapter was like, everybody will experience this once or twice in their life, and I truly hope you do. And I remember that quote going through my head about having that dream day. I'd never had one up to that point, and then I had one that day, and it started I got up super early. We stayed in the lodge the night before, me and my pals, and we ate chili for dinner and had a few beers, and I couldn't sleep. And I got up at 3:30 in the morning. By 4, I was on the river, and I caught my first fish by taking the fly off the rod and chucking the fly in at the top of the pool, and the girls took it immediately. And then I went on to catch and lose fish in the first kind of couple of hours, and went back for breakfast. And I went out again after breakfast, and my friend who's the gilly there took me up and said, we're going to catch a fish on every beat today, which we did. And it was just, it's so good. I almost feel guilty talking about it, because it's like, people are going to be listening to this and going, oh, I hate that guy. And, I hated me too at the end of the day, because I was so, I'd absolutely caught so many fish, lost more than I could count, rose fish everywhere, seen hundreds of fish. And the day ended, I'd fished all day, had some dinner, went back out again. The head gilly was phoning me, said, don't stop fishing, keep fishing, catch as many as you can. And at 11 o'clock, I was standing unable to cast anymore. And I was fishing the sea pool, watching all these fish pouring into the system, just thinking, whoever's coming tomorrow is going to have a good day. And I just couldn't go on anymore. But yeah. And I get that feeling. I remember every part of that day viscerally. I remember every single bit of it. And I remember that feeling at the end of the day, being like really content, but also sad that I had to leave, but like I couldn't go on, but just being like unbelievably thankful. So yeah, a true dream day. Yeah.
It certainly sounds that. And I guess you're getting set up. You're here with your rollers, NAM rods. And so where are you going to be based?
So yeah, here in Nam, we're going to be up by the loch. We're going to be outside to give people a little chance to try out the rods. I've got a few for sale, but not many, mostly just to meet people, to talk about the brand, to show the rods, and just, to make new friends. So, and then I'll be running around with my camera the rest of the time and singing some songs later on. So yeah, it's going to be a good day. I think I'm going to feel the same at the end of today as I did on that day of the dream fish. I'll probably be broken man by the end of it.
That's going to be fantastic. And of course, Colin's going to he's a musician as well, and he's going to be playing a few songs tonight as well. And that, I think, is going to be a beautiful way to end the first day. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I'm told that you're getting quite a few people wanting to be backing vocalists for you too.
Yeah, it's the closet rock stars are coming out, like the woodwork. So I've got two offers of a drummer, multiple backing singers, and I think you're playing keys. Yeah, going to have like a 20-minute organ solo in the middle of the set. So I can't wait. It's going to be great.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But mate, I know you're going to be busy. You're going to be rushed off your feet. But have a great day today.
Cheers, buddy.
Well, I've just stepped outside the bothy and I bumped into friend of the podcast, Will Shaw, and he wrote a piece of wonderful poetry for the most recent edition of Fly Culture 2. Will, great to see you, mate.
And you, fantastic to see you in the flesh at last.
As I always joke, I'm a disappointment in the flesh, so I'll try my best to live up to it. But the feel around the place at the moment is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, really good. I mean, it's just the feeling actually when we came into the car park and everyone's arriving at once, just real excitement. I bumped into Ian when we arrived, and he's on really good form. And I think he's just done such a brilliant job getting this up and running and promoting it. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely. And is there anything you're looking forward to doing and seeing today?
Oh, pretty much everything, Pete. I mean, there's the usual, hopefully bumping into other people that I know, but the list of demonstrators and people doing casting and things like that, I think it's going to be really good. So I reckon I'm going to be here all day.
Have a great day, my friend.
Cheers, Pete.
So again, outside the bothy, I bumped into Jan Hobbart, and he's come all the way up from the Peacock Waters on the Wye. What brings you this way, my friend?
Salmon, everything. I want to know everything about salmon. I'm just starting my journey into fly fishing for salmon. I was fortunate to come fishing on the Tweed in February, just after the BFFI. And yeah, I need to learn more.
And what changed for you to suddenly think about salmon?
So salmon for me are a truly wild fish. Their journey from river freshwater into saltwater, the Atlantic, their feeding patterns coming back, that journey straight back to the river they came from, a truly amazing fish, which I think, it is, as an angler, is one I want to catch, and just get to know, and just really kind of, it's something I'm really interested in.
What about the switch from a single-handed to a double-handed rod? How are you finding that?
Once I got going, it was okay. We had some great gillies there when I started, just kind of showing me the ropes, and I've watched a bit on YouTube, and there's nothing like doing it yourself. So jumping into it, and you pick it up quite quick as long as you listen to your gilly.
Wise words. Have a great show, my friend.
Thanks, Peter.
So I've just bumped into Ben, who's a listener of the podcast and enjoys the magazine as well. Great to meet you in person, Ben, because I sort of get to recognise the names from packaging magazines and things like that. Are you excited about the show?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Yeah, hoping to go up to the Spaylock and watch the demonstrations and such like. That's what I'm most interested in, but also the coffee, where we can find that as well.
You can come to my bothy. I have a coffee machine in there as well, so you'll be most welcome along to that. And where is it you've come from, and what does that mean from a fishing perspective for you?
So Stirlingshire I've come from, so I fish along the Forth, mostly up there on the forestry permit. Also right next to the Endrick as well, which is a fly-only one. That's one for the future. I'm new to fly fishing, so...
Fantastic. Well, hopefully you're going to get lots of information today, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Thanks very much, Pete. Good to meet you.
As I wander around the inside part of the show now, there's a number of stands, there's some fly ties here, and sometimes you bump into some reprobates. One of them here, Stuart Foxall.
Yes.
How are you?
Very good, thank you. Good to see you, Pete.
And did you behave yourself last night? That's the question everyone's asking.
Sort of, yes. I was in bed for 1:30, so...
Early night for you, then?
Early night for me, yeah.
And what are you doing here today?
I'm tying flies. I'm going to be doing a few Swedish patterns and Swedish styles. I'm also doing some Scottish longtail shrimp patterns, so everybody can relate to those, I think, that'll be coming. And also, I've bought some items so that any kids that want to learn to tie a fly, we can get them to tie their own fly, and then they can go and take that fly up to the trout pond and have a go at catching a fish on their own fly. So any kids that are interested, just pop down and we'll do our best to get them to tie a fly without super gluing their fingers together.
What a great idea. And that seems to be one of the things about this show. Yes, there's going to be lots of experienced salmon anglers here, but also there's people here who are sort of, I call them salmon curious, and that's a really good sign, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, we all know that the salmon's in a bit of trouble at the moment. So for the salmon to have any future, we need young, enthusiastic kids to come along and take up the horns where we're leaving off. And as long as there's people out there that are enthusiastic for salmon and looking out for salmon and the places where salmon live, and trout, of course, the fish have got a future, because if it wasn't for us, as we all know, there probably wouldn't be such good habitat and there'd be less fish around.
Just bumped into Mark Patterson from Nordic Tackle Supplies. Great to see you. Looks like you're going to be a busy boy today.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, the crowds are coming in the door now, so it's getting really busy. So as we're standing here with you just now, we're having a wee look at the VR reels. As you can see, the engineering behind these, they are just so well made. They're beautiful. They have a beautiful sound to them. You know, you can have your brass reel seats, blued reel seats. You can blue your screws. You can have them custom made the way you want them. I think Vlad behind this with VR reels, I think he's a very clever guy. He's a hell of a nice guy. And I think these are going to be super popular here in the UK.
And the fascinating thing for listeners is the price point as well. That sounds an amazing one.
Yeah, they're on a really good price point for what you're buying. I mean, the Salar's coming in there about $595, the Micus about $575. He's got some beautiful little trout reels, everything to suit everybody's style of fishing. So I think people should come and have a look. I think they'll be excited about these.
And what else have you got here on the stand today?
So we have our next cast lines. We've got some of the new integrated lines that have come out this year. We've got some nice clothing with the lock guys. We've got the lock waders. We've got our new C&D rods. We have the new 14.2 with us. We have the 10-foot 6, which have just come out this week. So they're all here. So, yep, if anybody wants to come and try them, they're very welcome to do so. We have the new Murrum rod, which is a one-off as well. It's a 13.89. Bit of a faster action, slightly fatter handle grip, which is what the guys wanted. So that's limited edition, and there's one here and only one in the UK, and it's for sale today if someone wants it.
Don't tempt me. Have a great show.
Thank you. Cheers, Pete.
Just wandered up to the trout lock to have a look around. Katka's doing a demonstration very shortly, so I really wanted to watch that. There are trout in this lock as well, and it is amazing seeing kids fishing it and catching some fish as well. So that's a wonderful sign in itself. And then I bump into another reprobate, Adam Price Hunt, who is a committed trout angler, yet in more recent times has picked up a double-hander. And I'm guessing that's one of the reasons that you've come up this weekend all the way from the Midlands.
Yeah, totally. As soon as I saw the event advertised, I thought, I've got to come up and make that. It's only recently, sort of this season, that I've, pardon the pun, but migrated into salmon fishing. But yeah, I mean, seeing the community up here, I've got friends that used to live in the Midlands that have moved up here. I'm staying with them at Salmon Rich. And yeah, you're seeing the community and salmon up here. It's a way of life. It really is a way of life. It's a great event. You can see young people here catching fish in front of us now on a trout lake at the estate. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the 2 days.
And tell us a little bit about your salmon fishing then. How's it been? What have you been discovering? Has it been, let's use the J word, a fun journey for you?
It's been a fantastic journey. I sort of bought all the gear and thought, let's see how long I can stick at this for, and wonder what it would be like fishing with current salmon stocks, really, especially where I fish sort of South Wales area. And I really enjoyed it. The casting and moving down the pool when you're in a rhythm, it's such a nice day out. And I know when that first fish comes, it's going to be a really cathartic experience.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck with that, and hopefully you're going to get some inspiration, you're going to get some tips. This the best of salmon fishing around here. You know, I'm just watching Ian Fairgrave now being the most amazing host, welcoming just about everybody. And it's just, you know, there's Simon Goresworth here, there's Ian Gordon here, there's Scott McKenzie. There's so many minds that you can pick and get information from as well, isn't there?
Totally. I mean, learning salmon fishing, it's taken me right the way back to sort of day one as an angler again. And being able to see, you know, members of the fraternity here, Simon Goresworth, his videos on YouTube for casting, it allowed me to go out and start effectively fishing a fly from the get-go, really. And I think the people here that have invested their own time and effort into producing such things for industry, it really gets people into it. It really does.
Well, I'm going to be keeping my fingers incredibly tightly crossed for you, Adam, and wish you every success for this salmon season.
Yep, you'll hear my screams on Monday if I hook one from the Tweed. So fingers crossed there's a few fish, even though it's low water. Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to happen soon.
Best of luck. My roommate for the trip, Damon Valentine, just watched a great demonstration from Katka as well. But you're busy taking some photos as well. But it's feeling great here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's just such a... I mean, with these things, I think I said it at the BFFI, it's just great to catch up with people. But this is a different fraternity. This is mainly salmon people. Although Katka just did a trout demo and caught some trout, which was nice. It's always nice to catch fish for the crowd. But it's just a really nice vibe. And the casting sort of setup here is really kind of intimate. And there's lots of people here, which is really good. And when everybody wants respite from the cold, they can go into the main hall where there's, you know, people like Stuart Foxall tying amazing salmon flies. Tim Wood in there tying trout flies. There's things to buy, which is really dangerous. It's just really good vibe, and it's really well set up. So I'm loving it. Great.
Yeah, the feel is, and that's one of the words that keeps coming across from people, the feel of it. And like you say, it's slightly different because it's more salmon-centric, although we're sitting here watching kids of very young age catching fish, which is absolutely fantastic. And as a father, is that sort of starting to set the background and the scene for yourself as well, for your son when he gets fishing?
Yeah, he's just turned 2, and it's definitely, I'm thinking about it a lot more now, getting him to the water. It's funny though, because safety has come into my head for the first time properly in forever. I wear a hat and a glasses, but I've never worn a life jacket, never had a wading staff. And I think about all these things for my little boy now, if he's going to be near the water. And you see there's a kid now who's got a trout on here. And I said to you last night, didn't I? It'd be really good to bring my wife here for a bit of a getaway. But having seen the lake and the setup, I think it might be good for a family getaway and get him up here to catch a few trout. There's clearly a lot in the pond, so which is good. Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy it. I'm sure I'm going to keep bumping into you, and you've been busy with the camera, and I'm hoping you're getting lots of lovely pictures by the looks of it.
You never know until you get them onto the laptop and have a look. But yeah, it's. I mean, I'm rarely without a camera anywhere these days, so it's just an extension of me. So it's just nice to come and take a few snaps, and if it helps a few people out, and I can tag them on social media and they can share it, then great. And yeah, it's just good to be involved.
Bumped into Fran Coturlo from Patagonia, and Patagonia are doing some great stuff at the show. Fran, do you think you could tell listeners a little bit about your presence here and what you're doing at the show?
Yeah, so we got contacted first by Colin and Ian. And what struck us from the beginning of this idea, of this dream that these two cultivated and brought to us was, first thing they said is, it's a community thing. We're going to get all the gillies, we're going to get all the people of the industry that work with fly fishing, and then, of course, the rest will follow. So that was that's something that we always try to be mindful of Patagonia is where do we find the people that are in the community, that work with the community, with the sport, with the ecosystem, with the rivers in this case, and support these people that do it for a living, which is a living of passion first and foremost, I'd say, and trying to do a little bit things a little bit different and show, the repair story, which is a big one for us, also to the more traditional salmon fishing, I would say, we also brought our 2 women ambassadors, which we also thought it could send a signal to the community. So we're here with Sarah Ronhold from Denmark, amazing salmon angler, and Katka Svagrova. We just finished a nice demo here in the loch. So we hope we support this community.
And I was talking to one of your colleagues on the stand as well, and it's amazing seeing how many people are wandering around in Patagonia gear anyway.
Yeah, and that's really these guys on the ground. You probably talk to Ed and to all our partners that we like to call them partners, the dealers, the fly shops, because that's a relationship that we're trying to have. It's not just a reseller; it's our partner. Is in the end is them with fly shops that have the community, that have local rivers and speak to the real people. We're just providing them with some tools to engage with them in the end.
And it's really nice hearing from the people behind the brand as well. There's a lot of people wearing the gear here and believe in the brand. But when you hear the people who are behind the brand as well, that's really pleasing to hear how they feel about the community and fishing itself and how they're supporting it as well. So I think that's probably, for me, why Patagonia is such an important brand, not just for fishing, but and a wider community as well. So it's really pleasing to be able to meet people like Fran and members of the team as well and see what they're doing for fishing, which I can only shout loudly about. Boo, great to see you, my friend. How are you?
I'm great, Pete. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, hanging in there. It's busy and it's nice to have a wander round. And you've made a little bit of a trip up, but you pleased you have?
Yeah, definitely. I've never even seen the River Tweed. I've never turned right at Carlisle before. So the drive over has been absolutely breathtaking, fantastic. And only by travelling do you just sometimes just get the cogs turning a bit more, you know. I must say I'm very disappointed in the River Tweed from what I've seen of it so far. It looks a lot like a trout lake.
That's because it might be one, my friend.
Yeah, but I need to read a book about reading the water, I think. I think that's where I'm going wrong, Pete.
Yeah, it's not flowing a great deal. That's the wind making it move that direction. So that's probably the reason. But I'm like you, I've never fished the Tweed and I've not seen it yet. So I plan to have a walk down and have a look round. But yeah, it feels like we're in a sort of a semi-epicentre for salmon fishing, doesn't it?
It's good to see so many like-minded people getting together because we're a pretty isolated tribe most of the time. And there's only so much online meeting up and meeting and greeting you can do. You can't beat seeing people in the flesh and absolutely just, you know, getting to see what they're like really and finding out so much more about their background and their journey too. So no, it's all positive, isn't it? And it's lovely. It's a great idea. You can already see that it's a fantastic idea. And I think that obviously there will be teething problems, but if they can keep it going, I can just only see it growing, really, and being a good advert for the sport, you know, no downside, you know.
Absolutely. And tell me, what are you up to at the moment?
Well, I'm just refining the last 3 chapters of my next book, which is going to be called Play Happy. I can tell you exclusively that I've been signing things off Play Happy for years and years and years, and I thought, that's a great title for a book. So, and because the bottom line of the book and the message of the book is just go fishing and enjoy it and have a good time, I thought Play Happy fits this one to a T. So hopefully in the next 10 days that'll be finished, off to the editors, with the covers in progress now, and then it'll be out hopefully for May. Yeah.
Well, I'll be buying a copy of that, and as I always do with Boo's work, support independent writers like him, and if you haven't read his books, read them, because they are, the way that he looks at fishing is fabulous. It's slightly different, it's amusing, and brings a smile to many of our people's faces. And we've just been talking here before we started recording, and somebody who's read the books just introduced themselves and said they really wanted to meet him, and so word's getting out about your work, my friend.
It's really gratifying, Pete. You work so hard and you put so much love into something that when somebody comes up to you who you've never met before and says, by the way, you made a difference, we enjoy the work, well, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, I think that summed it up perfectly. Wherever I look, there's people who have shaped me as a salmon angler, and I've just bumped into Michael Frodin, and I'm going to have a quick chat with him. But Michael, it's a great little show so far, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. It's good to come over to the spring and be able to do a couple of days fishing on the Tweed too when I'm here. But I think the show is good, and it's a good interest for all the new gear we're putting out. Rods, reels, and also now the new lines that we're launching next week, which is, well, what should I say? We got fantastic feedback, and we get the same here, actually.
And I've been admiring the rods and reels, as you mentioned, as well. You've been pleased. And was that a difficult move or an easy move to move into tackle yourself?
Well, I wasn't planning doing it, but I was approached by the best factories in the world, and they were putting up the best materials and wanting to do this, and then then I couldn't avoid it. But now, what is it? A few years since we started, and now I'm happy. It's fun to be able to actually do everything from scratch. We do it from the experience we have in the team, my experience, and other people in the team, and we actually do. I think we move things forward. We're creating better tackle that will make fishing easier and more efficient. And that's been my plan with everything since flies and fly tying. So I think it's fun. It's the bad thing is that growing this fast means also more work.
Does that get in the way of fishing a bit?
I said that it shouldn't, but maybe I'm down to 100 days a year now, and it's probably healthier for me in many aspects too.
And do you travel a lot for the fishing then? Have you been doing a lot? Have you been down to South America over the winter? Have you been doing that sort of stuff? And have you got many plans for this year?
Yeah, it's a lot of travel all the time. Now I'm doing this. I'm in Ireland in 2 weeks' time, also for a fair and a bit of fishing. And then I'll be doing some fishing in Scandinavia, and then pop over to Canada to do Eastern Canada for a few weeks, and then back to open Bolstad and Vosso in Norway, and it keeps on going. And then we're in September, and I'm back here on the Tweed.
That sounds very, very civilised. And I can see your top, you've got Fight for the Wild Salmon. And I know in our magazine, Fly Culture, we had a piece about the salmon farms and pictures of you swimming around the salmon farms as well. You're still heavily, heavily involved with that, I guess.
Yeah, it takes a lot of my time. And now we actually, my little company, we donated 500,000 kroner to Baltic Salmon Fund and to preserving wild fish. And I think that our industry needs to take a bigger step against saving our fish, or simply because otherwise we don't have any fish and no business. But salmon farming is the biggest problem we have when it comes to wild salmon, and we're doing as much as we can, and I think it's educating public on how bad the salmon farming industry is to the ecosystems and the wild fish, and also that it's not a very healthy food source.
Yeah, they're great points. And that message is starting to get across, certainly, isn't it, to the wider non-fishing public?
I think so. I think what we've seen, we've been working with this. I've been working against fish farming maybe 15 years, and the last couple of years you can see a change. People are now starting to question the industry, starting to question the way that they actually damage the ecosystems and the fjords of Norway, and you can see it here in the UK. Big problems, a lot of escapees, genetic pollution, and now people are beginning to actually take action, which is good. It's late, but it's good. It's happening.
On behalf of listeners and myself as well, thank you for spearheading this fight over the years.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's I say every now and then I look at myself in the mirror and I think I look tired because of all this, but I am also happy that I think that I can contribute. And I actually think I get the question, what could an individual do? And I think an individual can do a lot of things, and just keep on fighting, or we don't have any wild fish.
Michael, thank you so much. Have a wonderful show.
Oh, thank you very much. Go and try our rods now.
The lovely thing is seeing so many youngsters catching fish and having to go at fly fishing for the very first time. Evie, have you just caught a trout?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
And have you done fly fishing before?
No.
And what made you want to have a go at it?
Because my dad started when he was 5, so I wanted to have a go.
Do you think you're going to go again?
Yeah, probably.
And I can see there's a spot for another go. Are you going to have another go today?
Maybe.
Yeah. And how big was your fish?
About like that size or something.
And was the fish hard to fight?
A little bit.
The most important question is, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic news. Well, welcome to the world of fly fishing, Evie.
Thank you.
Just enjoyed a great demonstration from Katka Svagrova, who taught us how to fish still waters. Did you enjoy that, Katka?
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. It was amazing. Actually, the loch is full of trout. So we also get a couple of fish during the demonstration, which is pretty special. It doesn't happen that often when you're demonstrating somewhere on a pond or like a pool. So that was nice.
And the thing for me that hurt the most, you don't even have a bend on your hook and you're still catching fish.
Yeah, that was funny because I squeezed the hooks on all flies for the demo rod just to show the technique, and what happened, the fish was still on. I don't know how I got it, but there was no hook and the fish just ended up in the net. That was funny.
That was great skill, and we got a lot out of that. And we were talking off mic a few minutes ago, and you're absolutely everywhere. It sounds as though it's another busy year for you.
Yeah, the year is actually looking super busy. I got more into education and teaching and doing schools, and as well as traveling and still hosting some trips. So basically the schedule is so full that I think I will have like 40 days from now, and it's start of April until next end of January. I think it will be like 40 days back home.
Wow, that's impressive. And I'm thrilled that you're going to be heading down to Devon too.
Yes, actually this week. What is the date? What is the date next week? 11, 12, 13? 11, 12, 13. We're having Euro nymphing school in Arundel Arms Hotel. So we have still a few spots left. So if someone is interested, definitely contact the hotel or me, and you can give it a go. We're hoping it would be a great educational course of Euro nymphing in general. So I hope to see you there.
And what about the show? What is your takeaway from the show so far?
Actually, I'm very surprised how many people it is. From afar, it's very, very beautiful. Like there are these ponds and lochs and a beautiful countryside. It has been amazing because there was many interesting people came over and also many people visiting. So I think it's very successful already.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you.
I managed to catch up with Ian Fairgrieve, who's just worked so hard, and the feedback that I've got from people has been the feel of the thing, and Ian has just been such a colossal part of that from the organisational standpoint, but also I've just seen him go wandering around, shaking everybody's hand, welcoming everyone along and making it such a special event. You've been so busy spinning plates, but I've managed to grab you for a couple of minutes. It's the first day, it's in the afternoon. How are you feeling about it?
I'm absolutely thrilled, and the response that we've had, Pete, to be honest, is beyond what we'd hoped for. As a collective group of guys that have come together, it has been everything that we would hope for, to see children learn to fish, to see ladies learn to fish, to see people trying rods, and just general camaraderie. I've spoken to people I haven't spoken to for 25 years, purely because I've never had a chance to see them. We've had such a wonderful special day, and every element and all the help from the various brands and from the companies and from the individuals has been greatly appreciated.
Well, I think you should be extremely proud of this, and you've pulled it off fantastically. You've pulled it off seamlessly. And I remember when we did the podcast in January, I think it was, and I ended by saying this is good people doing good things. And today has come to be the fruition of this, and it's proved it. So many congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I think that it has been a very friendly, engaging fair, and that seems to be the common denominator that we're hearing from a range of people that have been both working at it as exhibitors, but also general public, and actually amazingly the kids also. It's been outstanding.
Well, many congratulations so far. And I'm going to let you, I can see one of those plates is starting to slow down, so I guess you've got to get that spinning again. But thank you from me. And it's a world I don't know so well, the salmon world, and it's just been so welcoming, so friendly, and it's just been nice to get a little insight into it. So many congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much indeed. Much appreciated.
I'm sitting here, it's later in the day now, the sun is shining, and it's a little bit quieter. There's some music tonight from Colin Macleod, who's busily casting a spey rod at the moment. And I've just sat quietly, and I've been joined by David Profumo, who is up for the day. Are you up for the day, David, or both?
I'm up for the weekend, actually, yes. So I'm the fishing writer for Country Life magazine, and this just looked absolutely made for a colour feature, a double-page spread. And so we arrived early this morning. It was very cold. The best thing when we first arrived was to see the small children catching stockfish out of the pool here. And after that, everything else has been wonderful. Great atmosphere, and it's really, really important for the economy of Tweedside and for the morale of the community here, that people realise how valuable fishing is, both historically and in contemporary terms, in terms of employment, and it filters this whole way through the sort of economic web. And I've been fishing Tweed on and off since 1971, so I suppose it's the big river that I know best in Scotland, although I live on the River Tay, a bit further north. And I think the community getting behind something like this, and the core sample of people that they've got, professionals and visitors over the weekend, is absolutely exemplary, and I'm so excited to be here.
And you summed it up beautifully, because the age group is across all spectrums, isn't it? It really is.
It really does seem to be, and lots of men and women coming, and the generational thing, which is what, as we all know, is the big challenge for the future of this wonderful pastime of ours, is to get people out of the houses and onto the water somehow. And they don't have to catch a fish, but to be in the company of an enthusiastic. But I think we need the new mentoring generation for angling. I was very lucky. I had an ancient uncle. He seemed ancient to me then. He's probably the age I am now, who took me under his wing. And one of the places he brought me was to Tweed. So this is a particularly great place for me to see the next generation being brought on. And it just is a feel-good event. And I hope that's the first of many to come.
Absolutely, and Ian has pulled this together just from a conversation we'd had a little while ago, and how it's all come together is beautiful. You've mentioned the Tweed and how much it means to you. Does that mean you're going to get to fish it much this year?
I hope so, if anyone's listening out there. I'm oiling up best I can. I think I've got one invitation today so far. I used to come, I was very spoilt, and used to come for the second week in October every year for 27 years to Upper Merton, when the river was in its heyday in terms of number of fish. And I never missed out a year. I used to come then again later in October, and then again at the beginning of November. So I've been completely spoiled. But I think it's very important that when there's a lot of talk now about the numbers of fish falling off a cliff a few years ago on Tweed, and Tweed isn't unique in that respect, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If people say the salmon fishing in Scotland isn't what it was, it's not worth getting out of bed, it's not worth spending the money in the B&B, the hotels, people don't fish, the fish won't get caught. And we need to support waterways like this all over Scotland, and indeed in England, but more so in Scotland, where salmon is such an important part of the culture and the history of the place. We need to support them during the lean times as well, and I think this shows one of the ways forward.
I think that's beautifully put, and I need to ask you as well about, you said you're writing an article, your book, obviously when you're on the podcast, and I know people have said to me how many read it as a result of you appearing and enjoyed it. Have you got anything else in the pipeline that you can talk about?
I've got something else in the pipeline. It's a non-angling book, a non-fiction book, which is actually about... So I do a column also in Country Life magazine, which has been every week for the last 100 weeks, which is called Cabinet of Curiosities. And each week there's a photograph of something out of my own personal collection of strange objects that I've collected, and I'm turning that into a book. So that's my project at the moment.
Look forward to that very much. It's been lovely to catch up with you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Sure I will. Thanks so much. Lovely to speak to you as ever.
Just bumped into Sarah Ronholt. She's known, if you know her social media, you'll know how well she's known for fishing, and she's at the show this weekend. But you've been doing something a little bit different, Sarah, haven't you?
Yes, I have been doing a Scandinavian fire pit session. So to show all the good things you do when you're not fishing, but while you're at the river. And so we put on an amazing fire, did some Irish coffees, some s'mores for the kids, and just sat around the fire and then enjoying the sun and, the look of all the happy people fishing. Yeah.
And how's the show felt to you today?
I think it's just been an amazing vibe. You know, people want to come and learn and want to be inspired and meet other good people with things they want to share or to show or just hang out among other fishermen and women. Yeah.
And what about you for the year? What have you got planned fishing-wise?
So I have a lot of my fish and chicks coming up. So I'm doing one with Marina in UK, and one with a girl named Kristen in Iceland. And of course I have a few ones in Denmark as well in Skjern River. And then I have an amazing trip coming up for Alaska with 2 good friends. So I have a lot of good things to look forward to. And of course, as I won't forget the Skjern River premiere as we're doing this year. We're doing a festival called the Riverland Festival to just actually a bit as this theme where you just want to share the good things around fishing, share all the positive things you do while fishing. Yeah.
That's a really nice point there, because it's easy sometimes in the background to be incredibly negative about salmon and the salmon runs and everything else, although, the Tweed from last year, from what I gather, the numbers were pretty good. And it's better to be, I guess, positive about it, isn't it? And continue to promote salmon fishing in a positive way.
I think we need the good stories. I think we need the hope, and there is a lot to be concerned and worried about. So if we can also focus on creating community and introducing new people into all the good things and all the things we love about salmon fishing, and just maybe forget about all the concerning things for a while and just be present and enjoy that. I think that actually there has been a shift because of all this fear for the salmon population. So now we are more, as I see it, that it's more united. So everyone is happy if one catches salmon, because they are still there. There are still hope, and that's the beauty of it.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. And we have listeners from all around the world. So are there some details of your fish and chick events that you can give listeners?
Yes, where I'm doing this fish and chicks spring week in Denmark that was sold out so quickly, and people are coming from Montana and New York and and Canada to fish for Skjern, and that I just feel incredibly grateful that they want to come all this way, but also to show that we, are creating community across borders, and that it's all about fishing and foraging. And that is also like fish and chicks concept for me, is that it's not only about fishing. We're foraging alongside the riverbed, and we are cooking food over fire, sleeping in tents and all these things. So hopefully many more will join during the year.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. And that's the interesting thing for me, in conversations I've been having over the weekend as well, is that fishing feels as though it's swinging a little bit. And you've obviously tapped into that wonderfully well and have seen that it's becoming more about the catching of the fish, but the bigger, wider picture of fishing, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, it has always been like that. And of course, there is, times in your fishing, you can call it career or just journey, where you focus on the fish and you want to catch bigger and more and more. And I think that's also a beautiful part of it. But for me, it has also always been this wholesome picture of it, that I enjoy a sunrise, an early morning, and of course there needs to be fish to catch, that is while we're there. But I think it's very important to show, and for me that is a very important add-on actually, is that I have incorporated river management into the program. So now every new person who wants to learn to fish, she will also, be introduced to the system that she is fishing, or we are fishing. So I will work together with Danish Center of Wild Salmon, and we will maybe create a spawning ground, or, doing something like that, put water plants into a part of the river to show how the system should look like.
That is fantastic. Well, listeners, you'll hear the people like this who are in fishing, like Sarah, who are doing these sorts of things. We're lucky we've got them. So, yeah, we're lucky.
Thank you so much.
I'm sitting talking with Lisa from Patagonia, and this is a really interesting story. Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about what you do at Patagonia?
So I'm the community marketing and impact manager for Northern Europe, which means that I look after our marketing and Enviro initiatives. And any activation that you see from Patagonia in the UK is something that I work on. And we're here at the festival today with one of our initiatives called Warmwear.
And can you tell us what warmwear is?
Yeah, so we're at the festival today fixing outdoor clothing for people. So it helps us to have the conversation around consumption, encouraging people to repair their items rather than buy new.
And I'm guessing this is just Patagonia gear, right?
Oh no, that's the uniqueness of warmwear. We are repairing items from any brand to show what you can do when an item needs a repair and saving these items from going to landfill.
That's a great initiative. And have you been incredibly busy today?
We've been really busy, and we were just discussing actually the variety of repairs that we've had here today. So anything from rips, we've had a lot of bust zips, we've had pockets that have been ripped off. We've been doing some seam taping on waterproof jackets where, the seal has come loose. We've been doing some hand sewing of items. And we've even had a pair of waders where we fixed the cuff.
That's amazing. And is there a nice sense of, like you said, keeping things out of landfill about that? And at the end of the day, you think, wow, that's a lot of stuff that's not gone in a hole somewhere.
Yeah, I love Bornwear. There's a lot of joy that you can bring to a person when you repair their favourite item of outdoor clothing. And that's because clothing means a lot to people, particularly if they've taken it on adventures and it's gone around the world with them and they've had it for many, many years, and it's something that's comfortable and protects them and serves them when they're doing their sports or out in the outdoors. And often people don't want to buy something new. They just don't know how to repair it if it gets damaged. So they bring it to Warmwear and we assess the item. We talk to them about what we're going to do and if we're able to repair the item in the trailer.
And do you think this is something else that you're going to continue to roll out across possibly the UK?
Yes, so we go to outdoor events, outdoor festivals, any event where where one of our core sports is played. So our core sports are Patagonia, snow sports, fly fishing where we are today, mountain biking, trail running, hiking. We make kit for all of these sports. Warmwear, as I mentioned, is our initiative to try and keep kit in use for longer. But every item of Patagonia comes with an ironclad guarantee, which means we at Patagonia work with the customer to keep that in play for as long as possible. So all Patagonia items can be sent off to an external repair facility for a free repair so that we can keep that product in use for as long as possible, meaning that the customer doesn't need to buy new.
Well, that's amazing, Lisa. And this is the first I've heard of it from a fishing perspective. But does that mean this has been going on for quite some time?
Yeah, so it's an initiative that Patagonia have ran for a number of years. We ran our first ever Warmwear tour in 2016. So we've been out on the road for nearly 10 years now. The Warmwear trailer that we have at the festival today, which is named Sheddy. We got Sheddy in at the end of 2023. Now we're taking Sheddy around to events and trying to spread the love for repair.
That is fantastic news. And folks, that's another reason why I love Patagonia so much. So I've bumped into Harry Brownlow this morning, who's an extremely passionate angler. Harry, it's great to speak with you. Where do you do your fishing?
I mainly do it on the Till and on the Tweed, Beamiside, that kind of stuff, yeah.
And what do you prefer? Is it salmon, trout, or just about everything?
About everything, but I do love salmon fishing. It's my joy to do.
And I know on your socials I've seen you catching salmon, enjoying your salmon fishing. How's your season been so far?
With salmon, not so good so far. Trout, of course, a couple of trouts so far, which is quite nice. Nothing over a pound, but it's early doors at the minute.
And are you hoping, I drove in and I saw the Teviot, the upper Teviot, and I saw how low it was and there wasn't much water in there. Are you hoping for a bit of rain?
I am hoping for a bit of rain, especially on the till at home. You need a bit of rain just for the fish to start running, which is nice, but obviously with this weather, it's going to be a while.
And I've fished with your dad in the past, and he's been on the podcast, of course. So that, I guess, means that you've been fly fishing a large part of your life.
I started when I was 2. I caught my first fish on a fly rod when I was 2 years old, just outside of my first house, which was lovely. And I've been fishing ever since then. Yeah.
Well, I wish you every luck for the new season, and I really hope you get your salmon very, very soon.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes people recognise your voice, and somebody came up to me. My standard response often is, if they ask me if I'm Pete, my first question is, are you the tax office? And if they say no, then I say, yes, it is. But I've bumped into Will, who's a listener of the podcast and passionate fisher, and has come up for this weekend. Have you had a good time, Will?
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Couldn't be better. Met some really good people, including yourself. And just a really good vibe. Really positive, great time.
And you've come up from Leicestershire, so it's a bit of a schlep for you, but you like to come up here and fish. You feel an affinity with the fishing in this part of the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said to you last night, I've only been coming up here for a few years, but I just got the bug straight away. Before I was into sort of carp fishing and that sort of thing, but as soon as I had a go at the salmon fishing, it's another level. Fly fishing on itself is just great, isn't it, as well? Yeah.
And like you say, one of the words that keeps coming out is the vibe and the feel of the place. And it really is that. And this is, primarily as a trout fisherman, I feel a little out of water in some respects, yet it's just been so welcoming on many levels, hasn't it?
Yeah, really, everybody's really, really inclusive. I've met, like I say, a couple of years, I've made some really good friends up here, bump into them every time. And then again, last night, new people just want to chat, and everyone's here for the same reason, aren't they? It's just good, yeah, really good.
And tell us about your season. What do you got planned?
So I fished 3 weeks ago. That was on the Lees. So everything's mainly on the Tweed this year. I just fished yesterday Lower Bergam, and then about 6 weeks' time, Bergam Dub. So that's a May week. So that should be pretty good if the water's good. And then a couple of others, the Junction, and then on to Sprowson at the end of the year. So yeah, really good year planned.
That sounds as though you got most of the bases covered. It's been great to meet you. It's been great to speak with you, and I wish you a very, very good season.
Thanks so much, Pete. Great to meet you, mate.
So the sun's out, but I've come indoors just for a little bit because I wanted to talk with Charlie Keyser, who's busily tying some flies that are absolutely beautiful. What are you working on, my friend?
I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be, but I'm making some spay flies for the Swedish guys. They want to take them back. So it's kind of, I suppose, like a thunder and lightning type spay fly. I'm quite new to spay flies, but mallard wings, some nice pheasant or heron feathers, and hopefully they might work. I've started using them myself actually on the shin last week. I used some big singles just for fun. Well, I'm tying them, so I might as well use them.
And they're beautiful things to look at as well. They fish well. They still work. I fish them myself as well. And they still can work their magic. And are they pleasing to tie, comparable to more modern patterns?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's quite new to me, but when you finish them and you get the wings right, which has taken me months to, with someone like Foxy helping and teaching you how to match up the tails and the lengths with the wings. And by the time they're finished, they look amazing. So I wanted to try them last week to make sure they didn't swim upside down, and they don't, so it's good. I'm quite happy with them.
And I guess the next step's to try and catch fish on one.
Yes. Well, trying to catch a fish full stop is, as you know, quite difficult. I nearly did. I had a fish come up to one of the singles last week, so I was chuffed to bits, but yeah, this year we'll get it. Hopefully my son can do it, because he catches more fish than me, so if I can get him to do it, then even better.
Fantastic. Have you enjoyed the show?
Yeah, it's been amazing. There's so many nice people here. It'd be great to get up to the casting ponds a bit today, see some of the guys doing their demonstrations. It's such a good atmosphere, and Ian's obviously top guy, done such a good job of setting this up, so I think everyone's had a great time.
Well, keep enjoying, and I'm pleased it's been a great show for you. It's great to catch up with you, and good luck with these spay flies.
Cheers, Pete. Thank you.
Robert, who's a podcast listener. Robert, it's great to meet you. Tell me a little bit about where you're from and where you fish.
I'm from Sunderland, and we fish sort of mainly in the northeast, sort of Tyne, Coquet,
We just had Tweed as well, so we just had a visit up here.
And are you enjoying it?
It's good, yeah. I just brought my daughters to get a bit of tuition off the ladies over there, so it's been good.
That is fantastic. And how's your season been so far?
We're waiting for water. Waiting for water, like everybody.
And do you trout fish, or is it primarily salmon you're interested in?
Salmon's me thing, you know. So, but I think we're going to have to, if this conditions keep up, we'll do some more trout fishing, I think. So.
I think there's going to be a few single-handed rod sales this weekend by the looks of things. But we showed a film with Sarah Ronholt last night, and it was extraordinary. It was about salmon fishing and how she'd gone so many days without catching a fish, then caught this great big fish in Scandinavia somewhere or other. What is that moment like when that line goes tight for you?
It doesn't happen that often, so but it's lovely, you know. So I think it's just you seem to wait all season to catch, but no, that's that bit. That's the drug, I think, isn't it?
You're absolutely well. Well, it's been lovely to meet you, and have a great season, Robert.
Thank you, and same to you.
Been wandering around just talking with people, and one of the highlights for me just the last few minutes is seeing 3 young kids walk around the edge of the lake at a nice safe distance, of course, and there's some fish been working around the very edge of it, and they're following the progress of it. I've been really excited. There are children, I'm seeing rods bent with children catching fish, and it's been extraordinary to see. And yet somebody's just netted their first fish, and the kids are all excited, wanting to see the fish that have been caught, and the seed is definitely being planted with these kids this weekend. And Ian has always said this is what this has been primarily been driven by, and from where I'm standing it looks as though it's been a great success. So as I previously said, that watching the children fishing, and it's been so pleasing this whole weekend, and the excitement and the seed being planted with them as well. And I managed to catch up with Lucy Bowden-Croston, who's hard at work at the moment. How's it going?
It's amazing. It is going so well. We have had a number of fish out this morning. I'm here with 7-year-old Freya, who is just gorgeous. I'll be honest, I've got a queue, and we certainly did not expect a queue. So we're giving everyone 20 minutes and then that's it. So hopefully we can get them all casting sufficiently and get them a fish within 20 minutes. It's amazing.
And it looks like you've been busy netting fish as well. Oh, that was almost a take, Freya, I reckon. Yeah. That was almost a moment, an inquiry we call that, don't we?
We'd certainly do. That was an inquiry. So we've got the indicator on at the moment, and she's just watching it and having a wonderful time. We've got a lovely pink sparkly fly. Oh, it's moving, Freya. Keep an eye on it. Yes, no, that was definitely a fish, that one, lovely. Keep an eye on it. But no, it's great. And what a great event. It's free. It's great. Anyone can come, whether you fish or don't fish. It's just perfect. And dare I say it, the loos are beautiful.
Good point. And it is, as I said, the mix of people, the age group, the demographics been fabulous, hasn't it?
Absolutely. No, what a mix. Like I say, I didn't expect to have a queue of ladies. And like I say, we've got to have 20 ladies per session. So it's just awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic. And the rods have been bent, the kids are catching fish. It looks to me like everyone's pretty happy, aren't they?
Absolutely. Everyone is loving it. There was a girl earlier, Hannah, who's up with her husband, and she just tootled over and said, I'd like to have a go. So we did a little bit of casting, straight into fishing, hooked our first fish, and she's hooked for life. That's it now. She'll never forget today, ever.
Fantastic. Keep up that great work, Lucy.
Thank you very much.
It's great to meet you, Eric, and tell us a little bit about why you're here today and a little bit about why you fish.
Oh, that was a pleasure to be able to speak with you. I'm really pleased to come to this event. I live just up at the river on the Teviot here, and so we're kind of in our next door neighbours, and really pleased with what Ian has done to set up here, and brought my daughters here to have a little go on the loch. So yeah.
And it looks as though they're going to get lucky with the fish, because everyone seems to be catching some fish. While I was talking to Lucy as well, we saw the indicator dip a few times. So, and have they fished before?
They've had a go, but they've never had skilled professionals train them before. So they've got a real opportunity to catch something here today.
They're in great hands at the moment. And you mentioned the Teviot, and in my drive in, I saw the upper parts of it. I'm guessing you need a bit of rain.
We do need a bit of rain. I mean, it's a day like this is one in a million sometimes. But yeah, we'd like to get a bit of rain now that trout season's started. Need to get the river up and get some fresh fish further upstream the forest. Yeah.
And are you primarily salmon, or do you do salmon and trout?
I'm primarily trout, actually, and our water we've got a stretch, and then we're bounded by the Jedburgh Angling Association water. So we get the Jedburgh ticket and paddle along on the canoe and get some different water further down the river.
That sounds really cool. And March brown hatch, I'm told, has been pretty good.
Yeah, and we had some good grayling at the end of the season as well, off nymphs. So some proper big grayling actually. It was good fun.
And you don't sound as though you've always been local. Where do you come from originally?
I'm originally from Chicago, but I've been living in the UK for 25 years and been up here in the borders for the last 5 years.
That kind of counts as being a local, right?
You got to be born here to be a local.
It's the same in Devon as well. It's exactly the same. I've been there a similar sort of time. It's been wonderful to meet you. Have a wonderful time. I hope the girls catch a few fish.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you.
You may remember a while back that we held a competition for a film and put up some money, and that was really, really popular. And the winner is standing next to me, Owen Bruce, at the moment. It's great to see you. We've spoken, we've podcasted. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
And so you're away from South Africa at the moment. That's where your normal habitat.
Yeah.
But you're finding yourself in the UK. What's taking you over here?
So, well, originally from here, and we're my wife and I are looking at moving back to the UK now. So I'm back. I came back in 2023 a couple of times for some film industry work. And I didn't actually come back at all last year because there was no film industry, basically. But we're here now, or I'm here again, and I'm on a shoot down in Shepperton Studios from January until June. So I shoot, and in between shooting, I try and fish.
So coming back to the UK, and you're obviously in your real proper natural habitat now in Scotland, but what are you doing from a fishing perspective? What lends itself to fishing with your fitting it around your career? What are you doing, and where are you fishing?
So I'm down in Surrey right now, but so the worst thing about it, I'm actually shooting or working nights mostly, so that definitely impacts. So there's not like actually a huge amount of river fishing around where I am, so it's still water reservoirs for me now, which I love, which is fine. So I've got Farmoor, Grapham, Buell, Pittsford, all kind of within an hour. And then, yeah, that's the plan. Like now when it warms up, I'm going to hit those places hard. The evening boats. So it'll be work through the nights and then fish at the weekends during the day. That's the plan, definitely.
And have you had yourself to Farmoor yet? Because that's obviously quite legendary.
No, definitely. I've been there. I've got let's be honest, it's probably the ugliest place I've ever fished in my life, but I've got a definite fondness for it now. Like it's a fun place. It's the closest of those still waters, and I enjoy it. Like it's fine. It's just nice to go for a weekend. I think all the regulars are all like very friendly, and it's cool. I enjoy it. But I know exactly what you mean. I used to read about that place back in the day, Trout Fisherman magazine and all, and it was it's cool. But I definitely want to tick all the boxes of the other big angling reservoirs like Rutland and all these places. Like I've read about those for years. It's going to be cool to fish there. And like when it warms up, I think the rivers are definitely on as well. Like I'm in Scotland now for a week, so I'll fish the Tweed tomorrow. Going to fish the Lake of Menteith probably Tuesday. And it's basically, it's downtime, so I'm going to fish as much as I can. But the river's low. The Tweed obviously is very low, but we'll see how that goes.
And are you going to be fishing for salmon on the Tweed?
No. I've never caught a salmon. I've never fished for salmon. I've never caught a salmon. But I don't think, it's something I want to do, obviously. I think it's a project for the future. I don't think this week there's going to be many salmon caught on the Tweed. But I'm perfectly happy just trout fishing. I love it. Definitely.
And there's been some amazing fish coming out, and even the gillies. I've been talking to Matt, one of the gillies at Sproulston, and he's saying the March brown hatches, the rising fish, good size fish too. I think your timing might be good.
No, like usually when I'm back in the UK, it's the height of summer because we come back for kind of family holidays. But this is definitely like a good time to be here at this time of year, definitely. And the Tweed, I love the Tweed. That's my home river. I grew up next to it, and it's, just to be on that river. I spend days daydreaming about that place when I'm in South Africa. But ironically, now that I'm here, I'm missing the fishing in South Africa. Obviously, like the grass is always greener, I guess. I don't know, but the weather's actually horrendous in Joburg right now. It's like raining, freezing cold. I think we're doing much better here. It's a nicer day here in Scotland than it is there in Joburg right now. My wife tells me.
It's a beautiful.
Reminding me. Yeah.
It's a beautiful day, like you say. And what are you here? Is there anything you've come along today to see, or are you just catching up with people, or you want to see some demonstrations and things like that? Is there anything you've got that you on the list that you'd like to see?
We're just here to check it out. I'm here with my dad, and yeah, there's no like hit list of things. It's just cool to see so many people that are here, like to back the Tweed Foundation and the conservation around salmon. Like it's so important. Like the more the merrier, and it's good to see so many kids as well, because that's the future. Definitely, it's vital. But yeah, I'm gonna wander around, try not to buy anything. But if I do, then forgive me.
I think that'll make you popular here anyway if you do that. And it's been wonderful to catch up. I think where you're based, I think we can sort out some river fishing for you as well. So we'll stay in touch. I know we've swapped numbers, so hopefully we get to stand in some waders at some stage too.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.
This show's been so much fun. When I did the podcast with Colin and Ian, when they said they were bringing this show together, I remembered saying at the very end, this is a show run by good people. And so many times throughout these interviews, you've probably heard people talking about the vibe, the feel, the atmosphere. That is what they've pulled off. Ian has just done an amazing job as a host. It's where his business is based, and he's made everybody welcome. And that's shone through, and I think that's helped set the feel for this. I've enjoyed every second of it. I'm about to jump in the van and start my long drive home, but I've enjoyed every second of it, and it's everything that's good about fishing, good people in our sphere of fishing, and it's been really, really fabulous fun. So I've enjoyed every second of that. I'm looking forward to the drive home, and I think the Granham are hatching, so I think I'll get the rod out perhaps tomorrow and give it a little bit of a go. But it has been great. I hope you've enjoyed this special road trip version of the podcast. And as ever, there's going to be plenty more episodes coming very, very soon. Thanks so much for listening.
The Fly Culture podcast is brought to you in association with Fly Culture, a quarterly published magazine owned and run by fly anglers. When it comes to fly fishing, we've got you covered.